Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com and I have another birthday card tutorial to share with you today. So we are just going to hop in and get going on the card. But first let me show you what I used. The ink choice that I used was the Memento Tuxedo Black. I needed something really strong and solid because I was going to be doing some coloring, and this is very basic coloring. If you think you're going to see a Cupcake coloring, this is not it. This is a quick, fun, basic coloring. The paper that I'm using is Nana's Kids Matte Stack from Die Cuts with a View, which I love this paper. This is such a fun pad of paper full of just things that kids would like, but I'm actually making this card for an adult, so I think it'll work out okay. It's going to be fun. One fun part of this is some of these papers in here actually have glitter on them. It's a really good heavy cardstock, and some of them are glittered, and you'll see that in one of the papers that we're using today. This is the paper, one of the main paper, that kind of the inspiration behind it, and this is, you can kind of see, I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but there's some sparkling glitter on some of those diamonds in the Harlequins. I had this piece, I needed a solid piece of paper to tie it all together, so I went through my scraps and I found this nice piece of green, and as you can see here, that's a pretty good match. I don't know where this is from. I have a feeling when I look at it closely that it's probably something that I printed on my Imagine, but I'm not 100% sure. So I think that's what it is. I'm using two stamp sets. I'm using Happy Messages from Stampendous, and I've already done my stamping just to save a little bit of time. And then I'm using this Art Philosophy My Acrylics. This is the one that came with the Art Philosophy cartridge, and it's a lot of fun. I'm using the Cupcake on that. And I've already, as I mentioned, done my stamping. Now I have a piece of white cardstock here, and this is just standard Georgia Pacific inexpensive cardstock. And I've already kind of finished off the inside as much as I'm going to, just to add a little bit of decorative touch. And I didn't measure these, I just kind of eyeballed it, cut it, and put it in there where it went. So I wanted something to kind of ground the paper, and I chose this purple. Now normally when I do my cards, I do an edge all the way around where you see the card base, but this time I didn't want to. I want this to be the base. Now I did miscut it just a little bit, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to correct that. Because it's a homemade card, I can do what I kind of want with it, and it will be a little bit, just a tiny bit smaller than the 8.5 by, than the standard A2 size. But I'm really okay with that. So you can see I've kind of got off on the side here, and then my card's there. So I'm just going to pull my paper trimmer, and let's move it up here. It's a little bit off there, but maybe a little bit off camera. And I'm just going to trim that off so that I have the clean edge and the white's not showing. Now there's a little bit white on the bottom just because I misaligned that, but we're just going to leave that for now. That's not that noticeable. So there is our card base ready to go. This is a super simple card. This piece is that Harlequin piece, and I cut that a little bit differently than what I was thinking I was cutting it. I mismeasured it. So it's actually only 3 3/4 inches wide, so we're going to have more of a border from top to bottom, and I could trim it down to the side if I wanted to, but I decided I really didn't want to. I want to leave it like that. This is just kind of a fun, quirky card, so it really doesn't matter if it's off a little bit. Now I am putting a ton of adhesive on this because that purple cardstock is embossed. It's raised, and I want to be sure that it sticks and doesn't all come up. So I put lots of adhesive on the back so that it wouldn't come apart, because, you know, nobody wants a birthday card that's going to fall apart. So there we have that part. Really super busy, but I think it's fun, and it just ties so well. Now the next step that I'm going to do is I've already stamped my happy birthday, and I'm going to actually pretty much center that in the card. And again, because of the glitter here, I'm going to use quite a lot of adhesive because again, I don't want the card falling apart. This card is actually for my niece who, as I mentioned, is an adult, but she's a lot of fun, and I just think that this card will be a lot of fun to give her. So I got that a little bit off. And there we go. And then the final element is this different cupcake. Now I used the Close to My Heart Artiste cartridge. I'm sorry, it was the Art Philosophy cartridge. And I cut this out at 2.5 inches. And then I stamped the image. And then I used this, this is called Pure Yellow. It's a Zig Rider pen. I just quickly colored the bottom of it with that, and then the top of it I colored with this candy pink, but I wanted it to have some glitter. Unfortunately, I am almost out of time and I need to get this going, and so when you do that, normally I would like to put stickles or something on there to add just that touch of glitter, but I didn't have time to wait for that to dry because I need to get this over to my niece. So I pulled out this Jelly Roll pen from Sakura. It comes in a 2-pack like this, or at least the one that I have. It's called Stardust. I know there's a glare on there, but it's called Stardust, but it's a clear glittering gel ink. And it says right on it, it's great for accenting, which is kind of what I did, and it just has that touch of ink. I just went over the top. I just scribbled over the top. So we've still got that glitter that ties it in with our base paper and gives it that birthday shine. And then what I'm doing is I'm popping it up on foam dots, or well, I just foam strips. I have a big roll and I just cut it to what I need. And I'm popping it up, and again I'm using plenty of adhesive, and there's a couple reasons on this. Part of it will just be on this standard paper, but part of it will be going on that glittery paper, and I want it to be sure that it doesn't come up. So that we have a super simple but a lot of fun birthday card for my niece. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.